The modern recording studio. Using computers and technology, it may be the industry's norm, but inside this studio, things are just a little bit different.
When we were trying to do this in like the early aughts, everyone's like, "You're crazy. What are you doing here?" And actually, we switched over to like exclusively vinyl. We quit releasing any digital component on the record label, and so that was mind blowing for people. It's like, why not get your message out there to an audience? It's like, no. I want them to listen on their turntable and grow to love what they're hearing.
For Scott Wallace, it was his own love for music that got him into and through grad school at Illinois State. While there, he discovered he was not the only one who had the love for the craft.
There were 3 record stores in downtown Normal. I went and interviewed them all, and I said, "Hey, did you ever throw out a CD?" They're like, "I throw out CDs constantly." I said, "Did you ever throw out a record?" And they said, "No." I'm like, wow, for something to stick with you that much after going through hundreds and thousands of these things suggests, I suppose, the need for divergence, right? We watch everything on one screen, we listen to it. Maybe there's something to be said for a dedicated space to listen to a record.
It was there that the idea for Cavetone Records was born. Scott, along with his bandmate Kerry Cousins, would move from Columbia, Missouri, and back to the land of Lincoln in Charleston. But to have a recording studio, there was one thing that was missing.
Gear acquisition. If you had half an hour, we could start to scratch the surface of the joke is gear acquisition syndrome.
It should be no surprise that the gear in question is just like the recording methods. From old tube amplifiers to Chinese gongs.
If you look really close, it's all etched.
And even old telephone receivers.
You plug a 9-volt battery in, which I left out. You plug it in and it's 1/4 inch out and it sounds like you're talking on a telephone.
Walking around the studio, you'll find it hard to see anything that can't be used.
Perhaps my favorite, it's a hearing aid that people would plug in and they'd like be sitting in church, but it also works like a microphone.
Using artifacts from a different time to produce today's music. In Charleston, with Jade Scott and photojournalist David Essex, Gary Bryan, News 10.
Love it. For a full-length interview, simply go to our website at WTHI-TV.com.
And don't forget to reach out to us with your nomination for the next musical talent to be featured in the Spotlight.
In the Spotlight.